it's okay for them to not participate. So that's a couple of different examples.
So how do you get everyone to join in? Sometimes there are people who are shy and don't want to even connect or engage. How do you go about this?
All right. So nice, beautiful question. One of the things that we believe in is what we call the content risk model. Yeah.
Okay.
So what the question alludes is this model called the content risk model, where in a nutshell, the content risk model says that the risk that the participant are willing to take at the beginning of the training or the workshop is very low as versus the end of the training, which they will be willing to take bigger risk. Yeah. So because the risk is very low, as a trainer, you need to put in more content. You need to put in more instruction. You need to put in more deliberate activities that they can do, right? So to balance out the risk. Okay. So therefore, if for those people, number one, you need to also in the context set or in your conversation with him, you need to communicate that it's okay for them to not participate. Don't make it wrong.
Okay.
Yeah. So in fact, when you actually say that, it actually gets them to say, I want to participate. When you actually tell them, oh, it's okay for you, it's a choice for you to participate, yeah? And believe me, when you say that, most of them will go like, if it's a choice for me to participate, they themselves sees that it is actually an opportunity for them, yeah? So that's number one, that I will never force anyone to participate. So I'm okay with someone that goes like, Juara, I don't feel like participating. Fine, it's okay. So they will that. Okay. The other thing that I usually do is that I will take the participation gradually up over the days. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's the reason why I start off with a very minimum risk. What is the minimum risk? The minimum risk is, okay, let me ask you this, Vyasa. In a room, what is the minimum risk that someone can take? The risk with whom?
Yourself. Myself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So remember the giant name card?
Yes.
The first phase was what? Risk itself. I just draw.
Yeah.
Right?
Nothing.
So they can stop nothing. Correct.
Yeah.
So once they start taking the risk with themselves, then they will be willing, since I've drawn, yeah, might as well I share. So what do I do? I allow them to mingle. They choose who they want to share.
Right.
So meaning they will then choose someone that they are comfortable with. Correct? So the other thing is, I don't get them to share in front of the room because that is a high risk. In fact, that is the biggest
risk at the beginning. Yeah.
Super high risk at the beginning. So that's the reason why I dislike the icebreaker that gets very early. You know, they tell you to stand up and introduce yourself to the whole room. That is not a very good icebreaker because why? We call that the creeping death. You know why the creeping death? It's because if I am the last person or the middle person, I'm waiting for the turn to come, right? So that's like the death is creeping, coming nearer and nearer to me, number one. Number two, when you have to do that, you are more worried about what to say. Correct?
Right.
So when someone say that, you're saying, what do I introduce to all these people? Yeah. And suddenly you are not present anymore.
Right.
See?
Yes.
So it defeats the purpose. So I will not, that is high risk. So I won't do that. So what I will do is I will gradually move them through this risk model. So they will start taking risks with themselves. So for example, like the CG cards, what do? They pick the card for themselves.
Yes.
And if they don't want to share, it's okay. But at least they have taken one step.